So you turn on the tap. You are doing all the work that you're supposed to do. You're showing up. You're following all this tragedy. You're taking all the real actions. You're doing everything that everyone else is doing. And you go to the end of the hose and you find almost nothing there. Most people will tell you to turn on the tap higher, do more, work harder, show up more, be more, do so much more, create more strategy, learn more things to do. But I want to show you something in a very different light today. Because in my experience, the tap is almost never the problem. The effort that you're putting in is almost always never the problem. There is what I call a kink in that hose, somewhere in the middle, and nobody has helped you find it yet. And that is what this 5-part series is all about. In this next 5 series, I'm going to share with you an analogy that I share with my clients. And I got this analogy when I heard one of my mentors say, it's like building a business, you're able to turn on and off the tap when you want more clients, or when you can turn it on when you want more clients, more income. You can turn it down when life changes and you want to slow down. And so the turning on and the on of the tap was with the visualization and the analogy that you turn on the tap and you go to the hose, and clients and income and customers and success comes out on the other end. And it works in theory. You turn it on, things flow things flow smoothly, and you get your results at the other end. However, after coaching over 3,000 people, I started realizing that it wasn't just that simple. I started realizing that there were kinks in the middle of almost everybody's hose. There were unconscious, unknown kinks in there. And so what I was able to do is I was able to help my clients go back, reverse engineer, go to where the end of the hose is. There's no water, or very little, less than you'd want. Let's work our way back and identify where the kink is. The women that I work with are doing a lot of work. The women I'm working with are not the ones who are lazy. They're not the ones who are sitting kumbaya waiting for everything to happen. They're the ones that are doing the work. They're not lazy. They're not undisciplined. They're not missing effort. They're not missing strategy. They know everything to do. But what is missing is that the results should match their effort. The results should match the amount of work, energy, and effort they are putting in. And what the personal development world will tell us, what other coaches will tell us, turn up the tap, work harder, put more content in, more outreach, more hustle, more effort, more. But this only leads to mental and emotional burnout and exhaustion because we're doing everything with very little yield. And why that more does not work is because we haven't identified the bottleneck. We haven't identified where the water is stopping and why it is stopping. And so just pushing more is not going to fix the kink. It only will build up our pressure. It will only build up the activated nervous system. It will only build up all the stories about yourself. And pressure without flow creates massive mental, emotional exhaustion. And this is where my clients just sometimes, unfortunately, give up. And so I help them identify where the kink is. And some of the kinks that I identified with my clients are, for example, gripping the outcome so tightly, nothing can flow. Can you imagine? Picture the hose. You're gripping it so tightly because the fear of what might happen, fear what others will do instead of just focusing on what's in your control, wanting the client so badly and wanting and that desperation that you actually push them away because of your energy. Your energy is of desperation. Your energy is of neediness, needing the income so desperately that the need itself creates tension that other people feel. The tighter you hold on to the hose, the less that will flow through. Your job is your action. Your job is to show up. Your job is to actually also release anything that could happen and release and learn from all the experiences. So, for example, learning how to manage your thoughts, feelings, and actions so you can trust and let go of the hose. And when my clients who had holding tight to their hose finally let go, the results of their hard work start paying off. The second kink that I want to share with you about this time is speaking the language that your clients and your customers do not speak. Most of my clients are coaches, and so they are showing up powerfully and consistently, but they are speaking from their own transformation, from their own experience, from their own language. So they're using words like self-abandon, um, nervous system activated, just a whole bunch of coaching terms, or the terms that somebody who's already done the work would understand, missing the point that the clients you want to help are new to the journey. The clients you want to help don't understand the words that you're using. The clients that you're wanting to work with actually want you to name their problem. And so when we're using coach language for people who do not know they need a coach yet, we miss them. Put a kink in the hose. Or when we are talking industry jargon that we in the industry have that they would never know, we miss them and we put a kink in that hose. They just cannot hear it in the words that we are using. And so we want to step back. And the hardest thing that I've had to do is actually step back and ask myself, what was I thinking? What were the thoughts I was having? What was the experiences that I was having in my language before I had all my coach certifications and all my trainings? Because we need to speak to our clients at where they are level. And so my clients are able to slow down, change the way they're speaking to their clients. We remove that kink. The third kink is carrying on to emotional weight that was never yours to work on. That one is we're putting blocks and blocks on top of the hose. And this is where a client can be doing everything right, but she keeps holding herself back because she's making herself responsible for the outcomes in a way that creates heaviness for herself and for other people. Like other people, they feel it. Like when you over deliver at your expense, people feel the cost. People feel that inequality. When you do something before you're even asked, people feel it. When you work harder to compensate for what the clients are supposed to be doing, people feel it. It becomes that relationship of people relying on you, and the only people who are going to be attracted to you are the ones who need you to over deliver at your expense, bend over backwards for them, do all the things for them, do all the work for them. And so this relationship that when carrying on more than as our share, we can only take ourselves and our clients as far as we can go. And also then because you are being taxed, you actually put a boulder in your hose so that you are not able to progress past where you need to go. And so what I help my clients do, what I had to do first, and then I help my clients do, is actually give the weight back to who it belongs to. Give the responsibility of the outcomes back to the person it belongs to. So I stay in my coach lane. I take care of what is mine to control, what is mine to take care of, how I show up, when I show up. my knowledge, my wisdom, the questions I ask, the space I hold, and then let my clients carry their load. And something amazing happened. When I started doing this, I started attracting even higher caliber clients. When my clients started doing this, they started attracting clients that they want to work with. They started attracting clients that it was fun to work with. So when we're carrying other people's weight, it's like we're taking on the shame and the guilt that of the results that belong to other people. When we release that and we drop the shame, we drop the gathering of the evidence, we actually release everybody to rise up and become the best versions of themselves, to see what is possible for them. The fourth kink that I'm going to talk about is staying busy while it's safe inside of back end in your business behind a computer. Instead of showing up where it really matters, instead of showing up in the areas that will move the needle forward. The visibility kink is where we're so busy. I ask my clients and they will tell me what they've been doing all day long, keeping themselves very busy, tweaking their job, tweaking the website, tweaking this, tweaking that, and not creating something or going out and being in front of human beings. They're creating content that does not even show who they are, their own personality, their own who they really are in their world. They're showing up, but never, for example, they're showing up consistently using shorts and reels, never maybe even going FaceTime, doing a short facial, because nobody will ever get to know who they are because it feels vulnerable. The tap has been turned on, but the hose is, there's a big old kink, a big old block there, because it will never create the results that they want. And so, for example, for the longest time, I did that. I was comfortable behind the computer, behind being home and doing things from home. And then I started realizing that people need to get to know me. Not only just get to know me, get to know who I am, get to know my story, get to know my journey, get to hear my voice, get to see me and show up fully. And when I started doing that, things started changing, because then my own confidence grew, and the confidence of the people who were already trying to be in a relationship with me grew to move closer to being in a relationship with me, because that know, like, and trust factor was increased. And the final kink that I'm going to talk about in this 5-part series is stopping right before the flow starts. See, we interrupt our growth when we think that the results are slow, and we use that evidence as nothing is working. Too many clients of mine will be working on stuff, and I think about it like we're priming the pump, and then it's coming, and then they get to the point where they pull back right before the consistency pays off and compounds. They pull back once things feel uncomfortable. They pull back once they don't get the results that they want. They pull back when doubt creeps in. They pull back when they think that it hasn't worked before, so it will not happen now. This is such an amazing place to be able to see. We can plant a seed, and it takes a while for the seed to germinate. But if we plant the seed and then we go back and dig it up to see how are you doing, we might have just ruined that seed from growing. And so what I help my clients to do is to stop, pause, trust what they're doing is working. We can tweak and adjust it, but just keep showing up. The kink is not just the strategy because you've already used the strategy. It's being patient and trusting, and how you interpret the lag time between the action and the results. See, we think it's going to just happen overnight. Sometimes it does, but businesses, successful, lasting businesses, do not grow on exceptions to the rules. And so I help my clients really have the confidence and the trust that they're going to keep showing up, and eventually the fruits of the labor will pay off. We might do some tweaking and adjusting, some mindset thoughts, some energy tweaks, some tweaks to even sometimes in the marketing, which I rarely do, but sometimes we do that. But it's just like your thoughts, your feelings, your energy, how you show up. We might tweak that, and that will increase how fast it germinates, but we do not touch the seeds, and we keep going until we get the results that we want. So if you are like many of my clients, you are doing the work, and the problem is not your effort. You put in the time, money, energy, effort, and it's not yielding the results that you want. It's because there's a kink in your hose. And once the kink is cleared faster, you are able to then get the results that you want faster. The faster we identify the root cause of the problem, the faster you can go about your life creating what you want and living in the life that you want. And so these are just 5 kinks that I have identified. So many more, but there's just 5 that I wanted to share this time. And I just want you to spend some time and just asking yourself, I'm doing the work. Why isn't the work working for me? So if your effort and your results do not match, take my quiz. It is called What's Really Driving You Overworking. In 3 minutes, it will help you find some of your kinks. The link is my description. My name is Ruth Duren. I'm a certified life coach, master coach trained, and MBA, and I help businesswomen create the lives and incomes that they want without over-exhausting themselves. If you love my support, I'd love to support you. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.